me.
No, you got to have a lot of respect for the technology that SpaceX has brought to the table. Reusing rockets, and just all the success they've had. It's been one of the really bright spots here in the last year. Just earlier this year, obviously the first time that a rocket's been launched, any space vehicle's been launched from American territory. So hats off to SpaceX. I was actually earlier today. I was wearing my commercial crew pin because that's kind of the project under the previous administration and previous NASA administrator Charlie Bolden was the whole commercializing space flight to the point where they where NASA could no longer necessarily focus on bringing people up to Earth's orbit to the International Space Station. They could start being more ambitious, trying to get to Mars and and back to the moon and stuff like that. So no, exciting times.
Real quick, and then we'll move on from space. But when is the last time that a human touched down on the moon?
So that would be 1972, Apollo 17. Eugene Cernan, who actually was a Texan, actually died in Texas probably about 4 years ago. Actually lived in, I think he lived in Nassau Bay. So he was, obviously all the astronauts who've been to the moon were lived in the waterfront capital of Texas for extended time.
Houston,
most of between either Alago or Nassau Bay. So they were surrounded by water
on both sides of the Clear Lake Causeway.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Hey, go ahead.
The CLC. Or should it be the CLCW? I don't know. Yeah.
The old forgotten West Mansion Beach. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of the West Mansion. So
you got something for that?
Well, I'm actually... So,
he's got the Olajuwon.
Yeah. So I told you that really, I think the one and only time the West Mansion was open to the public, like in the last, I don't know, we'll say 8 or 9 years, was when Akeem Olajuwon, he built, he took over the West Mansion, refurbished it, turned it into like this
basketball boutique,
awesome clothing store boutique and all. And he had an event there. He had an event. It was right before the All-Star game when Houston was hosting the All-Star game. I want to say it was, actually, I'm pretty sure it was 2013.
Great timing.
Yeah. I covered it, worked with, the promoter that was kind of involved in, and I shot all the photos. And I did grab a couple shirts out of the bargain bin, so I'm sporting a couple. Now, this isn't my favorite one of the two, but I am sporting today one of the $5, heavily discounted Akeem Olajuwon shirts, Dream Shake. Got the old, I don't even know what that stands for.
Dream Shake. But it's undeniable, the Dream Shake. Like,
now it's funny. Now I'm wearing these were like in the bargain bin. I think this was like some designs that didn't quite make it, and they just threw them in a bin. But most of the clothing, the shirts were like $500. The shoes were $600.
Did he wash it before he sold it to you? No, I'm kidding.
The reason it might not look clean is because I've
not because of that. I'm just like, I was joking like it was actually like an Hakeem shirt, but no. It was just a discounted cotton dream shirt.
Yeah, because his this is like before his actual new line.
It's looking good, actually.
Yeah, well, as good as it can look on me, I guess. But his new line was the Dream 34, whatever it was.
Right.
This is something from before then that I guess they had some extras, and so when I went there to cover the event, I wanted to buy something, and I found the bargain bin.
I would have bought that. Yeah. So no, that's cool.
No, I wore the other shirt yesterday. Because it's long sleeve season, so I've been wearing my long sleeves for the first time in a while. But So we went from Space Center Houston to the West Mansion, to SpaceX, to the Apollo program.
We'll end it with a quick teaser, since we talked about NASA and the West Mansion super quick and the Causeway. The other thing that's over in that area is the Hilton NASA Clear Lake. Big teaser coming at you. We will be probably doing an episode over there soon. Don't know where, but we're working with the hotel. I mean, we'd love to, host something over there and talk about just the history of that and the view they have of the Clear Lake. And everybody knows Space Center, dead ends right there at Clear Lake at the Hilton, right next to NASA, right next to the old West Mansion. So, it's just a really iconic spot. So that'll be happening soon.
Now, Jordan, you grew up in this area like I, right? Do you remember?
Absolutely.
Do you remember what was in that spot that the Hilton is now before the Hilton?
I don't. Nope, John, I don't actually.
Now, I'm older than you, and actually,
coming at you from 1986, and I think I talked about one time on a past show when that place was built, but no, I don't remember what was there prior to that.
And it probably was long before '86. You're right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Hilton was probably definitely was there by '86. I'm guessing, but
I think it was built in like 81 or something.
there
like
was
that.
a
yeah.
Bonanza Steakhouse there.
yeah.
And as a young lad, I remember going there.
On the whole,
Yeah.
the whole property.
I remember it's kind of up on a hill. Yeah. It was
okay.
Bonanza Steakhouse. Yeah.
All right, so maybe like where the garage is now,
Right,
kinda like
yeah,
in the
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely in that area because I mean they still had Ball Harbor and the Racket Club and all that too. I mean, so
Yeah, so I guess Ball Harbor's been there since the 50s now.
man, it's been there for a while.
so-
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility, beautiful Racket Club. I mean,
Yeah, you're talking about the Ball Harbor House, right, or the country
yeah.
club, or so man, I mean, I guess it is
it's a tennis club.
yacht
Yeah,
club.
I
or
grew up
tennis
I
club.
mean,
Yeah,
I played
it is
tennis
beautiful.
there. I played
wow.
tennis tournaments there, and obviously right next to Space Center Houston, we have the other Racket Club. You know, the Bay Area Racket Club. Yeah, this area.
It is a beautiful building, and we actually drove by there a few weeks ago. Taking the dog to the beautiful Nassau Bay Dog Park, and then we walked over in the Nassau Bay Peninsula Wildlife Refuge thing they have.
Oh,
It's
nice.
sanctuary or something. Yeah, so that's been there actually since I think it was built in like '86 or something. It's been there a long time. Beautiful. People don't know about that. We touched base on that with Shauna with Barry Houston. But
Houston
yeah,
Visitors and
just some of the
Convention Center.
awesome houses, and touch on real estate real quick. Man, just some of those beautiful, beautiful homes that are on the water in Nassau Bay. If people don't know or they think, some of the houses are a little bit older in Nassau Bay or whatever. Yeah, there are some, but I mean, they are timeless. It's well kept up. They've been raised. There's been new development. It's just such a classic kind of little town.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
No, I agree completely.
Yeah.
No, it's a special place to live, and obviously it's got tremendous amount of history. Nassau Bay and Alago kind of go back and forth. Which one had more astronauts? Which one
so
had
much
more
space business. I mean,
Right?
just
Yeah.
all the buildings
Yeah.
and the space industry and just the support and all that. I mean, it's crazy. There's a lot of work in Nassau Bay.
True. And at some point, probably about now, it's probably been at least 10 or more years. Nassau Bay, they kind of, there used to be tons of old office buildings. From all the old NASA contractors, IBM, and all the different.
I talked about that 2 nights ago.
Oh yeah.
No,
And then they wiped it out. Built
I used
new,
to skateboard back there. Yeah, and there was some old buildings back there, and I don't know who was involved. You probably know more of the history on that. I know there was a developer that came in. They were able to acquire some land and make some things happen with the city. They took out a lot of the old and put in just an incredible pinnacle of a development. Kind of, I mean, it's NASA. It's the neighborhood. It's this awesome new development. It's the marina. I mean, it's pretty neat. I mean, that really it's in the center of everything kind of now. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, and it included building a new city hall. Extended Saturn and beyond beyond NASA Road 1.
The hospital. I was going to say they're expanding the hospital. It's everything is just really come.
Now, some of us would argue, I mean, I miss some of the old buildings. I mean, I miss the old
Fuddruckers.
the clock tower building. I mean, and
I remember
the old Art Alliance building, which was originally a bank, and there was a real estate office, and there was the Art Alliance.
I think I used to skate on that building.
Now it's a convenience store, gas station. On the corner there of Upper Bay Road. Yeah, I would have liked to seen that old building stay.
We don't want to throw names.
Yeah.
Sure,
but
while we're still on that area, did you? I don't know if you noticed, like on our way home today from lunch, there it looks like they're building a pier right there at the end of right across from
a Space Center.
Space Center and NASA, or no?
That's drainage, right?
No. There's something.
It looks like some posts.
Yeah,
I thought that
like
they were. I thought they were
today. There was like
really
a huge machine.
I saw the cranes. I saw the boat out in the lake. I saw the land crane. There was 2 of them. I thought they were finalizing the drainage work they're doing with the new sidewalk and drainage work.
It's possible.
I would love them to do something with that.
I definitely saw some posts, like some heavy duty,
okay
square foot posts that. Yeah, I imagine would be to build a pier or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, back in the day, that was
what used to be there.
That was NASA property, and there used to be.
Okay.
They
had access to it because
there
used to
be
the water.
heavy equipment came right up there,
so they had access. Okay, that makes sense.
And actually, my wife Betsy, when she drove by earlier today, she was wondering because it looks like there's some heavy, something, and there's a crane or something else.
Yeah.
So I mean. she thought maybe something was being brought into NASA. I mean, I don't know. It was pretty dark when I drove by it this evening on the way home. But, you just never know what's going. Obviously I remember, a couple, I guess it was probably about 8 years ago, they brought the shuttle, the replica shuttle,
on water,
which is always kind of
cool. And they did it right there.
That's where it came across, yeah.
Jeez, yeah. And then, I mean, from there to the road to NASA, or did they just go straight from the road, open the fence and
No, they took it. They took it down NASA Road 1. Now it's funny,
right across the street, baby. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't make sense logistically, but
they took it down NASA Road 1. I think they had. I mean, it was quite the task. Although actually bringing that 747 from Ellington was down Highway 3. Yeah. I actually went along and shot all kinds of video during that too. But that was quite a feat on both ends, both bringing in the replica shuttle and then the 747. They cut into a bunch of different pieces, but it was still hard to get it underneath all the traffic lights on Highway 3. Take that left-hand turn down Space Center, down NASA Road 1, and get it over to Space Center Houston. I mean, it's really amazing. And that's why the one thing I was going to say to wrap a bow and to talk about, obviously we didn't get a real shuttle. Which kind of,
Here it is. Here it is. All right.
I'm just going to put a positive bow on it. I mean, obviously, the home of the shuttle program, where the shuttle was managed, were those, were those who flew it and died on it, lived and trained. I mean, obviously, we should have got a real shuttle, but we got a replica, and then we made it into the best shuttle exhibit there is on planet Earth. So, that's kind of the way we roll in Texas, right? We turn lemons into lemonade.
Yeah, I need to go finally see it. I haven't seen the new exhibit, and I mean everybody just talks so.
At this point, Jordan, I'm not sure you get to call it new.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean it's
but it'll be new to you.
It's what? It's only 3 years old, right?
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, it's 3, 4.
I moved back to Houston in 2016. It was not there in 2016. I think, it's into 2016, 2017, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe, that's fair. I bet you if I look it up, it's probably completed in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it definitely has been there for a little while. I'm behind, guys.
No, but that's okay though, because
got to get that free pass for
right. But that's the way it works, right? Is people? I go visit my sister in California. She hasn't been to any tourist attractions in California.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't necessarily visit the attractions in their own backyard.
I lived in San Antonio for 7 years, and it's an ongoing joke
that you've never seen the Alamo. You don't even know what it looks like.
Don't even know what it looks like. Serious, yeah. No, you're right. I've seen the outside, but I've not been inside. But no, I was gonna say the Riverwalk.
Right.
I know it should be something better, right? But no, everybody's like Riverwalk. Most people live on the north side. We stay on the north side.
Right.
We don't even go downtown unless people are in town. That's what they want to see. It's crazy.
And that's the other joke, right?
But where's the Riverwalk? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, the only time people see attractions in their own city is when they have family or guests come into town.
Yeah. But not with Kemah. No, we're always.
That's true. Yeah.
Never. Proud supporter of our local Kemah Boardwalk, Maine. Yeah, no, never gets old. Local or someone from in-state, out-of-state, everybody.
No, and I'll talk a little bit more real quick about the Space Center Houston, the exhibit there, because there's one thing that my kids really loved is there's this interactive light pad made of 143 multicolor platforms that you could jump on and stuff. It's over there near the shuttle exhibit underneath one of the wings.
And that's part of the new thing. That's not normal.
This is the Galaxy Lights. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, and like I said, if you haven't shot your holiday photo yet as a family, man, buy a ticket. And I mean, there's more than 10 or 12 different backgrounds and different. I mean, some of them are actually. I mean, there's actually like benches set up. I mean, they know this is where you should shoot some photos, right? So, lots of cool backgrounds. I mean, lots of awesome displays. I was a little skeptical. Let me scroll down here. Remind myself how much I paid for the ticket. I mean, it's $19.95 for the public. It's $15.95 if you're a member. And I always recommend people become members of,
Definitely touch base on that in the past, guys. But, it's a very, very good deal.
Yeah, but
Moody Gardens and Space Center Houston, great packages.
And the Lone Star Flight Museum, too. And actually, they've got Santa coming here soon. I mean, they've had a lot of cool events. Actually, they just had the Hangar Bash, with craft beer.
Santa's busy this year.
Man, Santa's going to be he's about to be
getting
very
around
busy.
town, man. He's got a lot of gigs.
Or as we tell our kids, they're Santa's representatives, because once your kids buy